a comprehensive look at trends, fund profiles, and more in Exploring ETFs.
We're going to talk about European ETFs with our ETF Research Director, Nina Mishra, who is here with me right now. Europe has been in the news a lot lately.
Yes, because of, anemic growth there, tumbling inflation, never-ending political drama.
Swiss National Bank.
And last week's shocker came from the Swiss National Bank. They decided to remove the cap on the value of Swiss franc against the US dollar. This policy, in fact, goes back to September 2011, the height of sovereign debt crisis, where investors were dumping euro and buying Swiss francs and other so-called safe haven assets. So they did not want the Swiss franc to appreciate too much against the euro. They put the cap in place, but now they decided to remove it. And they also cut the deposit rate to minus 0.75% from minus 0.25%.
Yeah, that took everybody by surprise.
By the surprise, and as you would expect, the Swiss franc surged against the euro, and stocks plunged after the move. And in fact, on this slide, I have the currency move and the stock index move. Swiss franc surged. Euro was down almost 30% against the Swiss franc, which is probably the biggest single-day move of a developed market currency in recent history. And stocks plunged because Swiss economy is dependent a lot on exports, and a strong currency is bad for exports as well as for the tourism industry. So this strong currency is definitely going to weigh on earnings and on the economy, and stocks were down. And on this slide, I have the Switzerland ETFs.
Yeah.
There are two by iShares and First Trust, and both of these are unhedged ETFs. So their performance reflects the return of the currency as well as the return of the stock market. So the combination was that the two ETFs were up slightly, mainly because of the strong currency move. They are up about 2.7 to 3.7%. Going forward, I think investors should avoid investing in Switzerland ETFs for the time being, because we do not know how much stronger the currency will go and how much impact it will have on the Swiss economy.
Still waiting for more news from the European Central Bank too, though.
Yes. This week's action is expected from the European Central Bank, as you mentioned, and they are expected to announce their own version of quantitative easing program to purchase about 500 billion euro worth of sovereign bonds. And European economy has been very weak. Inflation has been tumbling, and they have tried a variety of measures to revive growth and ward off deflationary risks, but so far they have not been successful. They even tried a lighter version of QE, where they purchased some asset-backed securities and covered bank bonds, but they were not very effective. This program, actual QE, is expected to be more effective. It will be good for European stocks, but it is expected to weaken the currency further, the euro further. The euro is already at 11-year low against the US dollar. And in fact, many are expecting that it will go to parity with the US dollar in the coming months. So in the light of weakening euro and recovering stocks, investors should consider currency hedged ETFs for Europe.
And you have some examples of those.
Yes, I have some examples of these. The most popular one is WisdomTree Europe Hedged ETF. The ticker is HEDJ. This is, as I mentioned, the largest and the most popular one. But there are other hedged ETFs from Deutsche Bank X-Trackers. The ticker is DBEU. And by iShares, the ticker is HEZU. All these ETFs, they provide exposure to European stocks while hedging out the currency risk. So they should do well. In fact, they have been doing well in the past few weeks, and they should do further well if this QE program is launched. And if it is more than 500 billion euro, then of course they'll do very well.
Okay, do you own either of these?
I don't.
All right, check out other information on ETFs, whether it be what we were talking about here or other types of ETFs. In the ETF section of Zacks.com, you can link to it right off the top toolbar on the home page. Get on over if you're not there already watching this video. With Nina, I'm Terry Ruffalo.